Welcome back everyone to more career mode gameplay of SRX the game. Today we're headed to Madison Lake, which it says is in my home state of Tennessee, 3/10 of a mile, and it says low banking. So that 3/10 of a mile is a little bit bigger than what we're used to, but if we hop over to the schedule, for those of you who are familiar with the Tony Stewart games and sort of how they flow, there are showcase events throughout the season. The showcase events give you an opportunity to, with a certain finish, attract better sponsors for the next season. And next race is exactly one of those showcase events. Showcase number 1, and of course it's at ELDORA. Now that is a half-mile track, which should be very interesting in the 305s given our level of performance. So the main event there, 60 laps, that is huge. But if we hop back to our current race event, take a look at the prize money, 15 grand. Now, if we go back 1 week, it was 6 grand at Elm Creek. Again, we're in somebody's backyard here. Somebody's got a little bit of acreage out in the country and they put a racetrack there. 6 grand for the first place prize. But here, 15 grand. That means a lot more potential money on the line for not only the race winner, but also for everyone else in the event. So 3/10 of a mile. It says very little banking. But before we get to that, we need to do an upgrade. So we've taken a look at the engine, and what we need for the engine is 15 grand. All right, so we don't have that. So we got a couple of choices. Do we hold off for one more race, do this next race without doing any upgrades, and then upgrade our engine to get the 8 out of 10? If we do that, it's going to cost us 15 grand, but we should have enough after this next race. Or we can upgrade our suspension and get us on par with what we've been doing in the other areas of the car. Get a +4 for $6,700. And of course, we can sell off our existing suspension and get a little bit of money back in return. But that's really the key. Which way do we want to go? And actually right now, I'm thinking because ELDORA is next, ELDORA is a half mile. We're going to be in the gas a lot, but there's going to be a lot higher speed. So I'm kind of thinking, let's hold off and let's do that engine upgrade after this race so that we'll be as best prepared as we can be for ELDORA. That's my plan of attack. So we'll see how that works out. Of course, that's probably going to hinder our performance a little bit in today's race, but I think overall it's going to be worth it. So if you take a look at our car performance, we're at 21 of 22. Let's go ahead and repair all parts. We might as well. Again, it doesn't cost a whole lot, and we'll get that. All right, everything is done there, and I'm looking forward to upgrading that engine. But for right now, let's hop over to the sponsors because I want to show you guys. We talked a little bit about the showcase event. Showcase number 1 coming up in our next race at ELDORA. And you notice that there is a potential for 2 different sponsors. So if we finish top 60, meaning basically if we just run the event, then Lakeside Media will become available. There's our payouts, both initial and per race. But then if we finish top 45, then we will be able to lock in Racing Optics, which of course is our current sponsor, for an amount that looks very familiar because that's what we signed for at the beginning of this season. And then you move into showcase number 2. If you finish top 30 there, there's your payouts, much more of an initial payout for sure. And then finally, ELDORA is your showcase number 3, and you need to finish top 15 there. So obviously they're assuming that we're going to have better and better performance as we continue to move forward through the season. We're going to continue doing upgrades, upgrade our team to a 2-star team, and so on. So we're going to need, in order to get the very best sponsor of ELDORA, we need a top 15 in showcase event number 3. And for that, we get a great initial payout and $3,500 per race. So that is what we're shooting for by the end of the season. But our next showcase event, showcase number 1, is what we're looking for, and we need a top 45 for that one. So that's sort of how the trajectory is intended to go here in career mode, and I'm here for it. This is this kind of stuff that gets me excited. So let's head to Madison Lake. Practice and qualifying in the books, and we will be in heat number 6. Not necessarily a great starting spot. I believe we were 46th out of 60 cars in qualifying, but the car feels pretty good comparatively speaking. So the car setup, I went with the 12% loose. That's where we ended our previous video. So I'm somewhere between the 12% and maybe the 25% loose on the scale. So much more toward the tight side. Again, these recommended type setups, these default setups use pretty low wedge, which is not something I'm a big fan of. And every time I do that, I am closer and closer to wanting to do my own setup. But I'm trying to fight it off as long as possible because I know we're way down on grip. So I'm hoping things will continue to improve as we continue to improve our car. But as far as the goal time, we were pretty close to it. 12:37 was our practice goal. We were at a 46, and again, I only ran a couple of laps just to get a feel for the car and also just to see what the track was like. Once I got on the track, I remembered it from the previous game. So it is a great venue for a track. It's almost a stadium style, similar to Durango Park. So a very fun atmosphere to race on, and I'm sure it would be a great atmosphere if this place existed in real life to watch a race. But qualifying at a 12.43, you can see pretty much just backed up what we ran in practice, but we're in heat number 6. Let's get the racing going.
Next. The top 2 advance to the qualify dash.
All right, just like the man said, only the top 3 advance in. That's because we've got more heat races than normal. Bigger event, bigger payout, more heat races, more main events, more everything. And you can see from the track, I mean, this is, oh, hello. Car down there. So we're going to stick it to this bottom and try our best to make up some spots here. But first and foremost, you guys know that we're having a hard time right now just keeping up in the heat races. Now this is a little different because, oh, look out, we had a wreck right there in front of us. So these guys are getting a little frisky. High contact even in the heat race. Everybody's going for it. Bigger payout on the line, and everybody wants a piece of that. It's not just the guys fighting for the race win that are worried about the payout. It is everybody. In fact, I would argue that the people at the back of the field are worried about the payout even more, because the people at the back of the field, this is what they rely on just to make the races, much less be competitive. But as of right now, I mean, we're at least able to keep up in the heat race. We may not be able to make up many positions here. And once again, yeah, that's not what I was looking for in that corner. All right, as things start to get strung out a little bit more, this is where you really feel the lack of grip. So I'm trying to get the car hooked up, but there's just no grip to be had right now. All right, so here comes the leader around to Lapis, so I'm going to try to get out of his way. And there you have it. Oh, we actually finished 9th. So we didn't finish 10th. At the end there, I was just trying to get out of the way, but look at where we're going. The E main. So folks, if you're not familiar, if you haven't been with us up until this point, the E main means that even if we do well in the E main, we go to the D main. And then if we do well there, we go to the C, and then to the B, and then finally, if we are just amazing, we go to the A. So the alphabet soup is very much in effect as of now.
E main, the top 5 finishers advance.
All right, this is what we care about. Top 5 advance to the D main. We want to be in that top 5. Now, where are we starting? I have no idea. Are you going to tell me? 6th. Okay. So the first things first, we need to get down to the bottom. We got to get there. So we're going to fight, claw, everything we have to get into that top 5 because we need to advance. Oh, that was a terrible corner. An absolutely, and I mean terrible corner. All right, we are in. Are we seriously? We're in second? Oh, I like it. I like it. And it shows. Oh, it shows we're in the lead right now. All right, let's make this happen. Let's use this alphabet soup to our advantage. All right, that was absolutely terrible corner. I'm having those a lot right now. I am just not feeling the handling of these cars. I may have to do just some sort of baseline setup, if nothing else, just to control the wedge of the car. Because that's one of the things that gets me in trouble quicker than anything, is I do not like a low wedge car for the most part. Not without at least being able to build the rest of the setup around that to control the rotation of the car. Because a low wedge car is designed so that the car rotates very quickly and easily. Well, that's fine and everything, and it seems like a good idea, but you have to remember you need to control that rotation, because if you over-rotate, you're still going to be losing speed just like under-rotating. And my driving style just is not very conducive to a low wedge car. But right now you can see I'm trying to baby this car to keep it under control as best I can, because we're looking great as far as making it into the D main. The alphabet soup, I'm actually thoroughly enjoying the alphabet soup at this part of our career, because it means we get to run more laps. And this is another facility that is pretty awesome. Again, just take a look at this thing. I mean, look at all of the stands around here. This is not something that would likely ever be built in real life. But this place is just awesome to view. I absolutely love this. Okay, so far so good. We've got 7 laps to go. So look at this. We'll get a chance to actually lap a few cars here. I'm not sure if that's going to be a great thing for us right now, but I'm enjoying the opportunity to do it. Alright, there we go. Instead of being the car that gets lapped, we finally got to lap a car on our own. As you can see, these guys for the most part are giving me plenty of room on the bottom. And that's where I'm trying to stick it down here and stay out of everybody's way. I have no idea where second place is. They might be a half a lap down, or they might be right here on my inside chomping at the bit to get by me. I have zero idea. What I do know is that we got 3 laps to finish this off. Now, it's not just a top 5 that we're looking at. The better we can finish, the better our starting position in the D main. And the better our chances are that we can make it into the C main and continue on with our soup. Alright, where are we? We're on our final lap. Okay. I knew we ought to be getting close. But we'll bring it home. Let's just relish this for a moment. I know it's the E main, but we finished in first. That's right. We got the victory. It's time to move on to the D main. Alright, here we go. D main, top 5 advance to the C main. I would love to be in the stands watching this type of an event, but of course nothing beats being able to participate in the event. Alright, we need to get to the top 5. So that's goal number 1. You can see I am eating up that bottom. The downside is if you really get down on that flat, that is not where you want to be unless you're using that to help the car turn, and I am not. This car turns just fine all on its own. Alright, we've moved our way up to 3rd for now. Alright, there we go. Let's slide up through here. Ooh, that didn't work out. You can see me just die right there mid-corner. And same thing again. Yep, that's not what I was looking for. So now we've got to go try to get all that back. Try to get this thing rotated under control so we can actually get some grip when I get back to the throttle. It's just spinning the tires is not doing me any good. Alright, so sitting here in third, alright, I like that. And we're gaining a little bit on second. So remember, just like I talked about in the E-main, it's not just about finishing in the top 5. The farther forward you finish, the farther forward you start in the next main. Oh, that was not a good corner at all. Oh, okay. That didn't turn out too bad. I thought I had driven it in too deep. Trying to get position on this guy. Trying to get that thing to dig coming off that corner. Get up into second. Can we maintain it? But yeah, this is another nice venue. Still not quite as fun as Durango Park in my head, but it's very close actually. And of course, the huge payout compared to what we saw at Elm Creek is only helping things. We want all the money we can get. Alright, so we're sitting here in second. Now I have no idea where the leader is. He's gone. He is gone. Who knows? He might be coming by to lap us shortly. But right now, I don't see anybody really in our rear view mirror putting a lot of pressure on us. Oof, that was not good. It will be if I keep driving the car like that. Alright, 4 laps to go. Just trying to nick that white line on the way by. Middle of the corner. That's a little bit too low. Still not too bad. Alright, see I missed the white line that time through. But yeah, this is just me testing things out. Testing out different entries to the corner. When I get on and off the gas, how I use the brakes and so on. That's since I don't run really any practice laps other than to sort of test out the setup. This is how I test. Just trying to get an idea of what I can do with this car. And there we have it. So D-main, second position, we'll take it. Now let's move on to the C-main. You guys know the drill. Top 5, advance on to the B-main, and it would be huge if we made it into the B-main. Remember, every main we advance through is just more and more positions we're gaining and better payout. Trying to slot in right behind that guy. Look at this. Look at these guys in front of us here. Everybody is fighting tooth and nail to try to get up through here. Oh, look at that. There's no way somebody's not wrecking out of that. Well, right now, we don't have a whole lot of luck going our way with this race. The racing is fierce right now. You can look ahead of us and see that these guys are all over the place. And apparently I have forgotten how to drive the car because I cannot get what I want out of the car right now. So I am really struggling as a driver. Alright, we're up into 12th. Remember, top 5 is all that matters here. as far as advancing on. But again, every position is more money, ultimately. All right, there's 11. Ooh, missed my apex badly there. Yep, I just feel like I'm just sliding all over the place right now. And that is very likely me. Oh, they're trying to wreck in front of us. That is very likely me just overdriving the car right now, trying to get to the top 5. It's one of those things that you don't always notice that you're doing it until you realize that the car is not handling it all the way you're expecting it to, and it's probably because you're driving it differently than you have been. Alright, we're about halfway through the race as I glance up to see what lap we're on. Okay, so I've managed to get things under control a little bit with the handling of the car. So the handling is a little bit closer to what I'm expecting now. But unfortunately, I'm having a hard time making up ground on these guys. Speed just doesn't seem to be there. We're in 10th position, so we've made up some spots. 4 or 5 actually. And trying to make up a few more here. Even if we can't get to the top 5, remember, every position we move forward is more money we're going to get at the end of the event. All right, 5 laps to go. And again, things are going pretty good at this point. I can't really complain. Oh, hello. And that is how you just move somebody out of your way if you're looking to move back forward. If you're not afraid of the contact, of course in real life that would not have been good because he gave my left front a pretty good whack there. That was not going to be good for the life of the car. But here in the game, it really doesn't matter much at all. You can get by with a ton of contact before it actually makes any difference. All right, final lap. Now I really want to get that guy back for 9th position. Really want to get him. Not quite though. Not quite. But that was a lot of fun.
Well done.
So we come home with a victory in the E main, a 2nd position in the D main, and unfortunately we can only get up to 10th in the C main. But overall, that's a great event for us. I believe making it into the C main is going to guarantee us some great results overall for the weekend, and of course get us a great payout, and that is what we're here for. So let's go ahead and advance through the final screens. All right, final results, 40th. Okay, I was hoping for a little bit better than that, but that checks out. And most importantly now, we're not really too terribly worried about the points. What I'm most concerned with is the money. Show me the money. Ooh, $6 grand is our race payout, plus our sponsor payout. And once again, that merch sold, we're holding steady at 1 t-shirt per event. So whoever you are that keeps buying t-shirts, thank you so much for your dedication to the cause. Overall, we'll bring home $9,243 and another very fun event. So Madison Lake put it on the good list because this is a very fun track and overall a great facility to race in. I mean, even on this screen, we're getting a screenshot of where we are, and we even have an upper deck up there with the lights and the cover, everything. This is awesome. But that was a very fun event. $9,200. We will call it a day there. Thank you very much for joining me, and stick around for more career mode gameplay of SRX the game.